We are looking at a live shot of the moon over Vandenberg this evening with really clear skies at altitude. The Falcon 9 rocket that's carrying tonight's payload is awaiting liftoff from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California in about 9 minutes from now. Tonight's mission is the first of 3 launches this week from all 3 launch pads in California and Florida. Hey everyone, my name is Somi Srivastava and I am a structures engineer here at SpaceX. Today's mission carries a national security payload that is designed, built, and operated by the National Reconnaissance Office, or the NRO. Tonight's mission marks SpaceX's 347th overall launch, the 52nd launch of 2024, and the 5th NRO launch on a Falcon 9. This mission continues NRO's development of cutting-edge capability that deliver critical information that can only be obtained from the vantage point of space. The range and vehicle are currently green, and we're on track for an on-time launch at 1 a.m. Pacific time. It's also worth noting that we won't be showing any Stage 2 or deployment views at the request of our customer. So for now, let's meet our vehicle and learn a little bit more about the most flown U.S. launch vehicle ever, our Falcon 9 rocket. Falcon 9 is a 2-stage rocket that is designed and manufactured by SpaceX for the reliable and safe transport of people and payloads into Earth orbit and beyond. It's also the first and currently the only orbital class rocket that's capable of reflight. The entire vehicle stands at 229 feet tall, or about the height of a 21-story building. The bottom 2/3 of the vehicle is the first stage, which is commonly referred to as the booster. And not only is the first stage the largest part of the rocket, but it's also the portion of the rocket that we attempt to land on either one of our drone ships or back on land for future reuse. Reusability is a critical part of our goal of making life multiplanetary, and every mission provides valuable information on repeated launch and reusability. Reusability also allows us to refly the most expensive parts of the rocket, which in turn drives down the cost of access to space. And today's booster will be flying for its 16th time, and we're working towards qualifying our fleet of Falcon boosters and fairings to support 40 missions each. There are 9 M1D engines at the base of Falcon 9 that generate 1.7 million pounds of thrust at liftoff to accelerate the first stage through the Earth's atmosphere and into space. And eventually, the booster separates from the rest of the rocket, returning to Earth to be reused, while Stage 2 continues to its target altitude, where it will deploy today's payloads. After stage separation, the booster will be returning to our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, which is currently located in the Pacific Ocean. And to date, we have landed a Falcon booster 309 times. So through the clouds, let's turn our attention back to Falcon 9 on the pad today. Above the first stage is the second stage, which has a single Merlin vacuum or MVAC engine that ignites after the first stage separates. And that is what will carry the NRO payload into orbit. Located above the second stage is the payload fairing, which is the large barrel structure at the top of the rocket.
T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff, Falcon 9. Go NROL-146. Vehicle is pitching downrange. Max Q.
There we just had Max Q. So with that call out, we now have 3 events coming up in quick succession, starting with MECO, followed by Stage Sep, and then SES-1. MECO, or main engine cutoff, is where all 9 M1D engines shut off to slow the vehicle down in preparation for stage separation, which is where the first and second stages separate from one another.
MECO. Stage separation confirmed.
And we have confirmation of main engine cutoff and stage separation. SES-1 coming up in a few seconds. There it is. So entry burn has begun, and we have lit engines 1, 5, and 9 to slow down the vehicle.
Landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
An awesome
Stage 2 has entered terminal guidance.
An awesome view of our Stage 1 that has now landed back on our drone ship. Of course, I still love you. This was the 16th launch and landing for this first stage, and this landing marks SpaceX's 310th recovery of an orbital class rocket, including first stage landings for Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy. And with that landing, we will bring today's webcast to a close. Thank you to the National Reconnaissance Office for entrusting us with today's mission. And if you're interested in learning in more launch coverage, be sure to check out spacex.com/launches for the most up-to-date information. Today's mission marks SpaceX's 347th overall mission to date and 52nd mission of the year. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.